I broke my back.
What do you mean by that?
My back is broken.
What do you mean, calm it down? It's a fight. Referees telling two fighters who want to fight to calm it down? He should calm down.
So he's like a clown in his show, man. He's not your guy.
Because Tyson Fury's back, and all you motherfuckers are under attack. Look, Eddie Hearn can say all what he likes. Who gives a shit what Eddie Hearn says? It's garbage.
Are you off your tits? Have you been smoking something?
Can you let me retire and be happy? Please, just please.
Bombs away from the Bronx Bomber! Wanda! Let's go, baby! Let's go! I'm through. They put somebody else up and give me an interview.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
You never give me a fair shake. HBO needs to fire you. You don't know shit about boxing. You ain't shit. You're not shit.
I wish I was 50 years younger and I'd kick your ass.
I got dropped, man.
Are you kidding?
No, you won the fight.
OMG, I am so excited.
Any of you radio personalities think you want smoke? Call me Mr. Chimney. I want smoke.
Yes. What is up, MCR family? Another daily edition of the show live on YouTube, obviously podcast form, Spotify, iTunes, iHeartRadio, etc. I'm Matt, the Hipster Hunter. Of course, joined as usual on these boxing shows by the illustrious Mr. Robbie Hearns. Rob, how you doing, man?
Yeah, good. Yeah, a little quiet week, but as it seems, we seem to get more subscribers when we're not doing shows than when we do. So this might be the only one for a while. No, I'm joking. But yeah, thanks everybody in the chat. Hit that thumbs up as usual. Helps us get seen out there and more people to come along and subscribe. But yeah, plenty of news. So
yeah, we have a lot to get to. We have AJ Ruiz location, Wilder Fury date confirmed, and the fact that Fury was like right is like weird. Like we live in some sort of alternate universe where like Fury like broke news like months in advance, and it turned out to like semi be true at this point. So weird world we live in at this point. Canelo Alvarez update in terms of his Golden Boy beef. It's the same with Ryan Garcia in a way. Plus a lot of different fight announcements to get to. World Boxing Super Series seemingly chugging along. So credit to that. Hold on, air horns for that. The monster himself getting a fight announced. Let's be happy about that news. But call in 323-870-4051. Press 1 to get in the queue. International callers, Skype, Mixed Combat Radio. But let's jump into the news itself, Rob. Let's go right to the main topic itself, or at least the topic that, in my opinion, has seemingly, caused the most division amongst boxing fandom on Twitter. But maybe that's just because we're done with Anthony and Joshua, and therefore we're going to get people on all sides of the spectrum debating and arguing about, his body language in this interview. Just every aspect of this interview. Before we actually jump to maybe what he says, just maybe some comments, Rob, as, the lead captain of Matchroom Twitter, as you are, obviously. Duh. You're part of the Hearns clan now, officially back. You were like with the Warren clan for a bit, but they kicked you back out. You're with the Hearns again. Don't deny it. Body language of AJ in this interview. Overall thoughts of the Sky Sports interview of AJ that's now at over 700,000 views. So thoughts on just AJ's, demeanor at this point.
Don't know about demeanor, but he's sort of said some things that, raised a little bit of an eyebrow for me.
Which ones?
About wanting to get his passion back for boxing and looking like they're going to be getting someone else into the camp alongside Rob McCracken, but not sure who that person is. And I don't know, just a few little things. But I think I don't know whether he meant he wants to get the passion back, as in it had slightly gone. He was the champ. Everything seemed to be going great. He was sort of the hunted, but now obviously he's looking to go and get his title back. So whether that means he's back on track, focused, the guy that's trying to go and take the belts from someone rather than, the gravy train continuing on and that kind of thing. So whether he meant the passion is now back, but I don't know. It's just sort of way he worded a few things was kind of like, and even the statement that we're going to get to, it's, it was like, wait, so is it neutral or are you pushing it to be in the UK or is it, I don't know. It's kind of a weird, I don't think he's particularly fantastic with the media anyway. I don't think he's mega comfortable. I think he talks all right, but I don't know. Whatever.
I'll put it this way. You can definitely tell there's two AJs. And at times you can see the dichotomy like come out in interviews and him have a rough interview because he wants to say stuff, but his PR training, because he is definitely PR trained, is kicking in at times and stopping him. So he says these really weird contradictory statements. But anyways, let's get to his statement on the fight itself, the location, etc. That's sort of been the topic of conversation for the last couple of weeks now, as every Monday we hear is the next Monday. That's the deadline for when we're going to hear this fight be announced. But here's AJ's words from that Sky Sports interview.
Ruiz, I see he's been doing a lot of talking about what he wants, but he don't call the shots in that sense. It's a team effort. But it's fine. I don't mind fighting in America. I've done it before. And I'd love to fight here because I had no reason to go in the first place. I went there off my own back. So for the rematch now, I would love it to be in Cardiff. However, it's going to be on neutral grounds. Ruiz is the champ, so he will kind of make some calls as well in that situation. But I'm going to battle for it to be in the UK because it's my stomping ground. I've done one out there, so let's do the rematch here. And I think it'll be amazing before the year's out, and I'll definitely be having a lovely New Year's with my family.
So, like you said, obviously there's some waffling on what he really wants, but he does say it would be neutral ground, Ruiz is the champ. Those are quote from him. Now, on top of that, obviously Mike Coppinger has come out. Everyone's sort of come out. Obviously, you came out, Rob, on this show before everyone, it seems.
I want to word that a little differently.
What do you mean, you broke the news? I don't think you really broke the news.
No, that I came out on this show.
Oh, good point. Pause. But you broke the news a little bit of Jeddah and other sort of now Qatar has been mentioned. There's a lot of Middle Eastern locations, UAE, Saudi Arabia, individual cities, obviously Dubai, Abu Dhabi. Everywhere has been mentioned, it seems, in the Middle East. It seems like we went from Nigeria being a hotspot now to the Middle East, Saudi Arabia predominantly. I have my own opinions about Saudi Arabia and the West having fights in Saudi Arabia at this point in time, or any sort of sporting event in Saudi Arabia at this time. Look at our thoughts when WWE had WrestleMania there. I had the same thoughts there. But digressing from that, Rob, do you think we get the fight in Saudi Arabia or in the Middle East in December? Do you think that's now the pack leader, so to speak? And
it's the favorite with the bookies at the moment. It's the odds-on favorite, Saudi Arabia, and everything else is plus money. So, I really don't know because I think obviously Ruiz has dug his heels in and about coming here, and the whole Dillian White thing I think has added to that.
Really bad timing. I'll put it that way.
Yeah. So I think. I mean, Chris Mannix tweeted, I've said it once, I say it 9,000 times, whatever. If Joshua says it's in the UK, that's where the fight's taken place. Ruiz kind of does not, contractually, he does not have a say. But I think to try and get the fight, to make it, I think the Matchroom are listening.
To there is business.
There is a negotiation. It's not no, it's here. But if it's contractually in there, for the best chance for Joshua, I think they should just no, it's in Cardiff, Wales. We'll see you there. And if not, we'll see you in court, I guess. I don't know. But Middle East, I don't know. It's uncharted territory to a point. I mean, obviously
And
Khan
this
sport.
also very quickly. This also coincides with what Andy Ruiz said on the Joe Rogan podcast, saying it's a neutral location.
Yeah,
So it seems like regardless, they're pushing towards a neutral location. At least both sides are in agreement on that.
Because for me, it got brought up. Well, Nigeria. Well, that's not necessarily neutral. Obviously, Joshua's, like big there. Probably bigger there than he is here. Almost like as far as like sort of Beatlemania kind of stardom. But it's a mad one. I mean, we'll have to see, but. Who knows when we're going to hear. I thought because Matchroom put out, stay tuned to Sky Sports News, 11 o'clock. This was like yesterday or whatever. I was like, oh, we're going to get some news? Are we going to get, is this going to, I thought he was coming into studio. I thought maybe Eddie Hearn would be there. Like big announcement on Sky Sports, but it was just down the gym. Adam Smith, going to have a word with AJ. How you feeling? God damn it. So what is it next week? Do we find out next week? Is it, we'll get to it, but like the Inoue Donaire news came out, and Mike Copper just said, "Yeah, I broke that news 2 days ago." And I said, "Any word on Prograis Taylor?" And he said, "Coming soon." I was like, "Coming soon as in minutes, or coming soon as in days?" And
Or months, weeks.
Someone replied to me saying, "Announcement next week with a picture of Eddie Hearn." I was like, "Okay, fair one." It was all we've heard. Yeah, next week. Yeah, it should be by the end of next week. Maybe probably Monday. Next week. But yeah, crazy. I don't know. Saudi Arabia, Middle East. I guess the money's being thrown at Matchroom for this, and with Ruiz digging his heels in, and Eddie coming out saying we can sort of write off America now. That's not happening. So it is all obviously now neutral ground. It's just where that neutral ground will end up being, but.
Yeah, I mean, I largely agree with you. I mean, I'll be honest, like you talked for like a good 10 minutes there, Rob.
It's fine.
Did you breathe? It's okay.
I just haven't been on in a while.
Yeah, it's true. You haven't been on in a while. It feels like it's been a hot minute. And I've been doing solo shows, so I'm like, fuck yeah, somebody else can talk for a minute. Thank God. But I will say this. I think I agree with everything you're saying. But shout out to Dr. Mafungo in the chat. Longtime supporter and listener. Shout out to Mafungo. Bring up the point, like Ruiz basically refusing the UK is daring Hearn to like bring up legal ramifications and at least go down that path. I don't necessarily think that he's daring that, but it's a negotiation tactic in the very least, right? And to your point, which you alluded to, I think Eddie Hearn in this fight is gonna negotiate in good faith because Ruiz just knocked out your boy. So the optics of you playing hardball with the guy that beat your guy just looks bad. Even if you have the right of it's not in the contract, blah blah blah, it just looks bad. And I think that's why they're operating in good faith with Andy Ruiz, or at least it seems that way. I know there's been some barbs back and forth from the teams, but that's to be expected. Nothing out of the line or out of the ordinary, really. Let's be honest. And I think, honestly, Ruiz is within his right to at least flex some negotiation muscle by being the guy that beat AJ. I think anyone in that situation would do that. Yeah. So I don't blame him at all. I don't think he's going to necessarily win in this case because regardless of where it ends up, I think AJ is theoretically going to be the favorite. Even New York, like if it ends up in Madison Square Garden, do you think more people are going to come from LA and like Mexico for Ruiz or the UK for AJ?
I did like Joshua said something like, look, this could be in Tijuana with his uncle refereeing the fight.
People got upset about that.
I still whoop him. And then Ruiz was like, oh, you want to do Tijuana? Do you want to prove it? You're going to whoop me in Tijuana? Prove it. Let's do it. So, but I don't think there's been any response. But I agree with Potential Lunatic. Actually, he said they won't announce anything until August 31st at the earliest after Loma Campbell.
Probably agree with you. Sorry not to cut you off, but Matthew D'Souza is saying, Matt, I think Ruiz Jr. would be the one that looks bad if he refused to come to the UK. For casuals, no. Because for casuals, they're thinking Ruiz won. He's the guy now. He sort of calls the shots. Casuals that aren't paying attention to the news, aren't reading articles, aren't watching podcasts, listening to podcasts about boxing. The people that purely just tune into an AJ fight, and when the AJ fight's over, tune off and don't think about it till it's on again. Their buddy makes them watch it. Those people, no, they don't really care in that aspect. Ruiz won. In their mind, he has some leverage. Point blank, simple. For fuck's sake, like Tyson Fury got a draw with Wilder, and people thought like Fury could demand the fight to be like in Leeds or something. Remember that? Like
Manchester, yeah.
Yeah, Manchester. So like, come on here. Like I can 100% see casuals not caring about the contract. You know why? Because they don't even know about the contract.
No.
That's not something that's in their news feed, their Twitter timeline, Instagram timeline. Not at all. But Rob, any sort of final points on AJ Ruiz location? I'm still the mindset it ends up in Cardiff. I think they just pay Ruiz a lot of money and they end up in the UK still. To be 100% honest.
Yeah, maybe. Just this Saudi Arabia. I mean, it's Saudi Arabia. I mean, the Middle East has been linked with so many fights, and we've not really got them.
Hey, we got the best fight of the year. Damn it, Khan Dib, and the best MC of all time, Baby Shark Singer 2,487.
Exactly, but I'm really split on it. I think it's like 50-50 for me that, yeah, we are actually finally going to get one of these, or, yeah, it's still going to end up in Cardiff. But obviously we'll wait and see. But, yeah, just one thing. I just wonder who they might look at regarding as an addition to the camp as part of the training team. He didn't, like I say, he didn't really say anyone. He sort of kind of said, we don't know who that guy is yet or something. But, yeah, it'd be interesting to see who comes in.
Will be. I'll be curious.
Yeah,
I say a lot about the game planning. I'll put it that way for the rematch.
Yeah, I think so. So yeah, we'll wait on that one. But part of me thinks, it's nice that he's obviously sees Robert McCracken as more than just a trainer. He kind of alluded to that. He's almost been, advisor, sort of guided him all the way through, amateurs to now. And it's like, I lose and what, I'm going to get rid of it? No, come on.
Chris Banjo bring up Amir Khan got duped in Saudi Arabia and didn't get paid.
Mm-hmm.
That could be a factor.
I think they might want a little bit, some kind of upfront escrow kind of thing going on. Otherwise, it ain't happening. Cardiff, be on standby.
Absolutely.
Not in escrow yet. Oh.
Moving on. Speaking of fight that, like, theoretically, like, metaphorically, maybe an escrow at this point. Wilder Fury 2. Per Bob Arum on the Costello and Bunce podcast on, obviously, BBC Radio. Bob Arum had this to say about the upcoming heavyweight fight.
And then we have a date already selected, February 22nd. And we have 2 networks that are going to participate in this event, which is a huge pay-per-view event. And it will be held at the MGM in Las Vegas. I mean, everything is set, but one of these buggers can end up losing.
So obviously, Bob Arum confirms the Tyson Fury date, saying both the networks are obviously in agreement, everything's in line. Did he remind me? I was kind of drinking water there. He didn't say Showtime or Fox. I'm assuming Showtime still, though.
I think so.
If I'm a betting man.
Yeah, it's part of that deal that you don't believe is.
I don't believe this is a deal. Like, do you think Gervonta Davis has a Showtime deal?
I don't know.
Shut up.
There wasn't reports on that.
Digressing.
Suggestions of.
I didn't see any reports of a Wilder deal. Anyways, moving on.
Very quick, I wanted to say, when he said one of these buggers could end up losing, considering what is supposedly scheduled next for both guys, the odds are probably that it will be Wilder. It has the more potential to lose than Tyson Fury, obviously, with the level of opponent. But
don't you dare disrespect the great Otto Whalen, who's like 3rd in Sweden and like ranked 120 something in BoxRec. Don't you dare besmirch the name of Otto Whalen, the great. He's not the god. He's not the god,
I'm
Charles
not
Martin.
besmirching him. I'm just maybe besmirching him a little bit more than I am Luis Ortiz.
You know what?
That's
I'll
all.
say this with this news. Why is the topic of conversation not that Tyson Fury is still ducking Charles Martin? Why?
I know that narrative needs to be told. The boxing world needs to be reminded.
Okay. Every day there should be a campaign of Charles Martin's being ducked. Okay.
Yep.
Hashtag.
We want those sound bites. I need those sound bites, damn it.
Back to actual news and substance. Yes.
Yeah, what was I quickly going to say?
Wilder Fury 2, September. No, it's not. Sorry, February. Why did I say
Yeah, but can you believe Fury Wallin or Whalen, whatever it is?
I think it's Whalen.
It's a T-Mobile Arena on September the 14th.
Okay, since we're on this topic, and when I clip this video later, sorry, this is all going to be clipped in together. Fury Whalen trying to fill out a 20,000 plus seater in Vegas. Chef's kiss. I cannot wait to see how empty that fucking place is.
That's mad, right?
It's going to be so bad, Rob. I cannot wait to clown Top Rank and ESPN and Fury and Frank Warren and everyone involved and all the...
What about Tony when he tells you it's a near sellout?
Yo, if Tony tells me it's a near sellout, I swear to God, I'm going to find out where he's at and shove that saxophone up his ass. Swear to fucking God, okay? Because, you can't do that anymore. I can't... If I have another media person tell me that what was that? Like a 10,000 attendance fill? Like it was 50% filled?
No, it wasn't even 10,000, right?
Right, it was like 4,000, right? It was like 4,000,
4 or
5,000.
5, something like that, yeah.
It's like 25,000. I mean, 25% filled.
That's a near sellout.
Fury Whalen's going to be 25% filled, sort of capacities, like at most. They're going to have to scale it down to like a 12,000 seater. Like, there's no way. Ward Kovalev.
I booked the T-Mobile and then like limit it to the... it's crazy. I don't know.
I'll be honest. They could go to like the Hard Rock Casino and Resort, which seats like, I don't know, like 3,000, right? They have a little tiny theater there, right? That would be a struggle to fill out. And there would be at least 1,000 seats that are comps.
I don't know about that much, but...
Dude, I don't even think like Fury fans will travel for this shit.
Again.
Like, for any Fury fans out there, let me know in the comments section, the live chat, whatever, call in, 323-870-4051, Skype Mixed Combat Radio. Let me know, would you travel to Vegas for Fury versus Otto Whalen for Mexican Independence Day? Which, again, we know Fury's going to walk out with a sombrero and, like, Mexican music and just be super, super annoying. God, I hate this. Devin Haney should have been on that card, or not that card, but that date in Vegas. I'm pissed that they pussied out, I'll be honest.
It's just the day before.
Yeah, but it's not even in Vegas. It's in another city.
Yeah, it's New York.
Yeah, but New York's not a Mexican Independence Day weekend city. But digressing, Wilder Fury 2.
He's Mexican.
Yeah, but he's Vegas. That works. Like Mayweather wasn't Mexican.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
But Mayweather was Vegas.
And Michael Hunter's Vegas, right?
Is he Vegas? Does he live in Vegas?
I think so.
Who's his trainer?
I don't know, but...
Watch Leonard Sterling in the chat. Let me know who his trainer is. Thank you, Leonard, later in the future. But digressing. Wilder Fury 2. I mean, I like the fight. I think it makes sense. Plus, there's obviously the AJ Ruiz saga that's going to be now. Wilder Fury 2 should obviously be made as soon as possible.
They need to make Wilder fucking Ortiz first. Still no official date and venue. Still no announcements.
Yeah, but they don't need to for that.
No, they need to wait for Joshua's announcement, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think looking at like the schedule, yeah, you definitely need to look at what you're competing with. That's a major one you're competing with. But digressing, just let's move on. Canelo Alvarez update per Mike Coppinger. Sources, Canelo Alvarez, his attorney, and Eddie Reynoso met with Golden Boy reps Monday in L.A., where the star fighter expresses immense frustration with 2 potential fall fights falling through and the IBF title being stripped after a deal was signed without his knowledge. Rob, I mean, where do we go with this story now with Canelo?
Crazy. This story is absolutely crazy. Making a deal.
Quickly, sorry, just to add, I forgot this part. Mike Hopster added, one source described Canelo as being very much in limbo, quote, and the middleweight champion regarded as the face of boxing is perplexed that he's still without a fight or opponent for later this year on DAZN. Sorry, back to you, Rob.
Yeah, no, I was just saying, like, the whole situation of basically Golden Boy saying, yeah, we'll sign the deal. Yes, we'll fight Triple G. So DAZN go out, right, we'll throw the bag at Triple G, get him on the network. Triple G, you're good. We've got the Canelo fight. Turns out Canelo finds out and says, wait, I'm not fighting him again. I didn't sign up for this. Yeah, you did. Well, someone did. Oh, my God. We need a live link to see how Oscar's doing right now.
This story from every angle is crazy because, like, similar to with like DAZN in breach of contract with Triple G because of the title, but now they're sort of appeasing that with the Derevchenko fight. But if that was on the table, Triple G would 100% be like possibly suing DAZN at this point in time. Like it's a crazy saga because DAZN probably thought to themselves, think about it, when they signed up Canelo and Triple G, they're thinking to themselves, oh my God, we landed one of the biggest fights in boxing right now. The trilogy fight is going to be huge for us, huge subscriber boom for us. We can't wait. Think about how at every step somebody has fucked up to make this fight. Whether it's Oscar, whether it's allegedly the matchmaker, whether it's allegedly Golden Boy, whether it's allegedly DAZN with guaranteeing the fight or a title for Triple G, but Triple G's not really getting the Canelo fight. Like, everyone in every sort of stage in this process has fucked up to make this trilogy fight, and I think it is hilarious. And I cannot wait for Canelo to just take a year or two off, go through the legal process, and become his own, like, promoter and be still 30, 31 years old. I know, like, we aren't going to like it because we're not going to get a Canelo fight for 2 years, but Canelo's still going to be 31 years old when that happens. We're going to be fine, and I think everyone's going to be better off because, let's be honest, this is such a bad business relationship at this point between Canelo and Golden Boy, obviously, that why not just terminate it? Like, I know they won't because Canelo is literally the biggest star in the sport other than maybe Mayweather, so they have to keep him, and plus, they literally lose money when Canelo's not fighting. However, it's clearly not working here. Like, it's clearly a toxic relationship. And it's just going to spiral out of control more and more. I know, like, I think Canelo is still going to have a fight probably this year before anything for sure happens. But I cannot wait to see Oscar miss every press conference and Canelo be asked about it by the media. Oh, please give me that moment, God. Rob, back to you. I mean, any other thoughts? Canelo Alvarez, the Golden Boy beef, it is obviously becoming something almost not unique because it isn't really, but we haven't had one of this in a while, it feels like.
This is a good one.
Yeah, it's good.
We haven't had one for a while, but this one's more than making up for it, I think. This is going to play out. But I think...
Well, quickly on that point of, like, we haven't had one in a while. The last two ones we had were, like, Ward and Goosen, right? And Mike Garcia and Top Rank. But let's be honest. Neither one of those guys were the Canelo-level star.
No, this is... Yeah, I mean, you brought him... You got to stop mentioning Mayweather. He's retired, Matt. Leave him there. Let's move on. You know, Canelo
dude, he is fighting Pacquiao in May, dude. You need to accept that.
Stop. So yeah, Canelo is like the guy of the US boxing.
Yeah,
and he's like wrapped up in all this shit, so it's going to be good. I feel for DAZN because if people have got like Lou DiBella had the power to sign the Serrano deal, sort of things like that. So obviously. Oscar's come in and done his thing. oh yeah, Canelo 365 million. Yeah, great. Don't worry, I've got it all sorted. I've got it all. I've got it all ironed out. Don't worry. You just sit back, think where you're going to spend this money, what you're going to do, this, that, and the other. Draw up your plans, how you think you want to fights, and who we can get for you. Meanwhile, he's told DAZN, "Yep, we're down for the trilogy." So, like I say, they're like, "Cool, Triple G. We've got Canelo on board. He wants to do the trilogy fight."
And again, meanwhile, Canelo's like, I fucking hate Triple G. I never want to fight him again. Fuck him.
Yeah. And it's like, so out of all of it, I think you say like it's all a lot of fuck ups along the way. I don't know quite how much of it is kind of DAZN's fault. They've kind of been led down the garden path by Oscar and Golden Boy, and they've gone to and almost dragged Triple G into the whole thing. It's crazy. Like you say, Triple G could go to DAZN and go, "What the fuck?" And then DAZN could be like, "I know, I'm sorry, mum," and then straight over to Golden Boy. Like, really, what the fuck? Like, there's just a whole trail of what the fucks. And but yeah, this as more of this comes out, I mean, like Ryan Garcia's got lawyered up, right?
Yeah, we're gonna get to Ryan Garcia in a second.
Yeah, so damn, yeah, it's gonna be it's borderline made me wanted to subscribe to the Athletic, but I'll just let you do all that.
Yeah, sure. or lunatic or potential lunatic. Shout out to lunatic.
Yeah, shout out.
But they did open in the UK finally, so you can finally get a subscription in the UK. Digressing though. Moving on, Ryan Garcia though, sort of connected to the Canelo Golden Boy beef in a way, because obviously they're happening at the same time and they're both in the same camp. It's not coincidence. Let's just be honest here. There's a connection there. Mike Coppinger coming out saying sources tell The Athletic Ryan Garcia will fight Avery Sparrow of Philadelphia September 14th in a lightweight bout streamed on DAZN, promoted by Golden Boy. Fight will likely land in Carson, California. Good location for the fight. Good matchup. However, curious because last time we heard, Ryan Garcia was dealing with his sort of former manager who still believe he has rights to Ryan Garcia. Haven't heard really a finalization of that. And as last time we heard, he could not fight till that was done. So is that done? We don't know. On top of that, this also comes a day or two after the news that he hired a lawyer in connection with looking into his Golden Boy contract. Rob, I don't know what to make of this. This is weird to me. This would be like if all of a sudden we heard tomorrow, Canelo, Demetrius Andrade, December official, confirmed, posters made, everything. It'd be like, huh. Weird.
Yeah.
We were just in a beef. What happened?
Yeah, there was a whole big thing going on, and now everything's fine, and there's a fight, and we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean. But yeah, I like the fight.
I do too.
I think this is a test for Ryan Garcia. This is a step up.
Avery Sparrow picked up a great win against Hank Lundy, who still is a decent veteran who can still give a lot of young guys that work. And plus, we know that Ryan Garcia is one of those guys where he hasn't really been improving the way we've wanted, but he's also had a lot of time off from fights. So, and also this is now, I think, his second fight with Eddie Reneso? Or third? It's second or third, but that, hopefully, again, longer he's with that camp and Canelo and just that team overall, you start seeing those improvements come in, hopefully speaking. Otherwise, got worried about him.
Yeah, otherwise it's really going to turn into not a good place to be on social media for Ryan Garcia if this one's rough. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. Be interesting to see what else on the card, because it looks like Munguia and Jesse Vargas isn't happening, right? So what else is going to be? Because this is September 14th, right?
Yep, yes it is.
So this is Golden Boy's effort at the Mexican independence sort of.
It can't be Ryan Garcia, right? He can't be the main event.
I
mean, he could be. They gotta make that Vargas Munguia fight. They have to.
I don't know.
Because I think a Vargas Munguia fight headlining the StubHub with Ryan Garcia co-main, that's a good card. right? Like that makes sense. I will not buy that, but I'll watch it. You know, I have the zone. I'll watch that. And also speaking, like a fundamentally a better card than the one that's in Vegas that same day in Tyson Fury versus Otto Whalen, right? So I hope to God we get a Vargas Munguia fight on top. Otherwise, if this is purely a Golden Boy card with just Ryan Garcia and Avery Sparrow as the main event.
Yeah, this is a Facebook card.
This is going to be a very weak card. Because we have Virgil Ortiz, who we're going to talk about later, is fighting this weekend. Yeah. Like, they don't have any other real names to sort of put on the card. Maybe like a Jorge Linares comes out of the grave, but...
Wenhang.
You could say a Wenhang debut, a USA debut. That would make sense.
Yeah, but it's not. That's
but
filler. You know, US isn't going to be like...
But for me, that would make me happier. Not that I'm happy, but happier. Yes, absolutely. But moving on, Ryan Garcia, God knows what's happening with this Golden Boy beef because now he has a fight lined up with Golden Boy in like a month. So, yeah, who knows there. But things we do know, Rob, you about to jump in there, look like?
No, I was just quickly getting annoyed with these 4 weeks to go kind of announcements for fights, you know? It's getting a bit of a trend these days, I think. You know, like I know Coppinger sometimes comes out a little earlier with the news, but it's still no official announcements before with like 4 weeks to go or 5 weeks to go before the fight is.
Mr. David, I agree with you, Rob, because it also makes it harder for us as media to just like get scheduled for like media accommodations and stuff like that, especially like if you're driving any sort of distance or traveling. But Mr. Dave in the chat saying, Matt, that's what was going to happen in regards to Vargas Munguia main eventing and Ryan Garcia as the co-main. But Garcia didn't want to be on the undercard as he thinks he is a bigger attraction. Look, Mr. David, please send me a link to where whoever reported that. I would like to see that if that's the issue. But damn, that'd be stupid if that's the case because Ryan Garcia should not be main eventing. He should be co-main eventing. Honestly, he should be on Canelo undercards and like attached with Munguia.
Start winning impressively, then maybe you'll get a headline show.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna go that harsh, but yeah, sure. Damn, Rob, just gunshots. Shit, hold on. Rob wants all the smoke today.
I want smoke.
They've WBC have even made the Mayan belt the 2 or something, you know, a special belt, and they're deciding who to give it to, and I was like, give it to Oscar, cheer him up a little bit. I'm just worried for Oscar at the moment.
Hey, you know what? I'm not worried about us. You know why? Because I got cheered up when I saw this news. Inoue Donaire finalized November 7th in fucking Japan. Hold on, Rob. Let me get my... Yes.
Wow, Matt with the premature celebration.
Hey. To me, this is official.
Donaire wasn't looking forward to this or wasn't going to do it, or so who knows? We'll probably find out Donaire hasn't been paid yet and it's not on.
Shut up. It's official in my mind, okay?
No, I'm sure it is. But it's a Thursday, that famous boxing night of the week. Thursday. Yeah.
Maybe it's Friday in Japan.
I don't know.
You know, time difference.
I guess maybe whatever, but it's Thursday the 7th of November.
Because like Australia is like in the future, right? So Japan must be in the future.
I guess.
You know what I'm saying, right? Like
I know what you're saying. Okay. Yeah.
I'm glad I got one.
But yeah.
Anyways, Inoue Donaire. I cannot wait for this fight. Inoue's going to destroy Donaire, but it's in Japan. That means it's going to feel like a mega fight. I'm kind of glad we didn't get this in LA or Vegas or even like as a co-main to Regis Progress Taylor, because even though that would have beefed up the card tremendously, that doesn't deserve to be in the UK potentially, because that fight is... I mean, like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, you have a Filipino and Japanese boxer.
Oh, that fight, yeah.
Yeah, like that it doesn't belong with that card. Like, they do belong separate in a way. So, Inoue Donaire in Japan,
It'll look amazing.
It will be. It will be a spectacle. It will be in Inoue's star-making performance in a way that he already is a star in Japan, but to a different degree because it's Nonito Donaire, who is beloved in the boxing community. Also, Japan has a gigantic Filipino population there. I think it's like the fourth or third highest Filipino population in a different country in the world. So it's gonna have a rich atmosphere of both fan bases there, and it's gonna be a great passing the torch moment for Donaire to Inoue. Cannot wait to see it. Matthew in the chat saying, "What's going on with Taylor versus Prograis?" I mean,
News coming soon via Mike Coppinger, but
next week. It'll come next week, Monday. Yeah.
I think I think the last we saw, Manchester was being thrown around, right? And the London O2 Arena. So, waiting for media credentials on that bad boy.
Any other comments on Inoue Donaire, Rob?
No, I mean I've seen some people saying, "Oh, bum that this is overseas." I'm like, it just makes complete sense. I don't know. Sorry, it's not in your back garden, but.
Like, it would have been nicer if it was in LA, just because I'm in LA, but that would be selfish. Like, if like
this is the right. This is for once they've made a final in the right location. Callum Smith, George Groves in fucking Jeddah. What the hell was that all about?
About the money.
Well, yeah, that is what it was all about. But as in for what the hell's happening. Yeah, no, I'm really looking forward to it. This is a real. I hope this makes, not that it will because of maybe the weight divisions and the names, but this could potentially make Inoue a lot more well known. But will it? I don't know. Probably not. But it's on DAZN. We're waiting to hear over here if Sky are picking it up. I think Eddie was asked about it. He said we're working on it. So hopefully Sky Sports get the finals on the UK TV, and DAZN have obviously got the US side of things covered. So
agreed. Moving on, another fight announced, or I should say targeted. It's not really officially confirmed as far as I know. Julian Williams, Jared Hurd 2, targeted for December 14th at the Barclays Center. Makes sense, the location. On top of that, I will say obviously a rematch of one of the best fights of the year, one of the bigger upsets of the year as well, I will say.
Yeah. On Fox.
On Fox too.
Obviously.
I mean, it had great ratings the first time. It's going to have great ratings the second time, I think. Probably, maybe even better ratings, to be honest, especially in the heart of NFL season with all that Fox coverage and promo and just all the eyeballs naturally going to be on Fox Network more so than maybe in the offseason, so to speak.
It's good Showtime are getting all these fights the second half of the year, right?
Yeah, I don't care about that. But I will say this. If we do get Ruiz AJ on this same date, because that's been talked about to be December 14th. If we get like the how poetic would it be to get rematches of two of the biggest upsets of the year on the same day and two of the best fights of the year on the same day? Like, that would be cool. I'll be hyped for that. And I do hope if that does happen, then AJ Ruiz is somewhere in not the U.S., for example, or not Mexico. Just for the time difference.
If it is Saudi Arabia, I think they're a couple of hours ahead of us over here, so it still fits in nicely with you guys, and then it will lead into to the fight you just mentioned. So I think it would be that's a crazy day of boxing for the fans, especially the hardcores that have seen both and had a lot to say about both fights, and we get to see it again.
I mean, Julian Williams is one of those guys that's like almost like breakout fighter of the year. Like him and Andy Ruiz, like two guys that like we thought, like we almost threw in the trash bin. Like we crumpled up that paper. We're like, like it was a decent whatever it was on the paper, a picture, a poem, some sort of lines for a song, whatever it was. We crumpled it away though. It wasn't good enough in our eyes, but it came back and it was a fucking hit. Okay, because Julian Williams looked probably the best junior middleweight in the world that night. Like on that night, I don't think anyone at 154 could beat J-Rock. And similar, Ruiz on that night against AJ, you can maybe argue, beats everyone in the heavyweight division. Like, he was just on a mission. No matter who was in front of him, he was going to win that night. They're just a great story in boxing. Like, two guys like we did not think were going to be all that, especially after losses, and they came back in dramatic, emphatic, huge ways, and now they're most likely fighting on the same night together. Not together, but on the same night in rematches of those fights. I love it. I love the symbolism there.
Yeah, like Santi said, I think the Ring magazine title will be on the line for Julian Williams and Jared Hurd. So that little added extra little trinket.
Agreed. Going over to the UK, Josh Warrington is fighting a guy named Takshut or whatever, and he said he wanted to fight Valdez or Santa Cruz, but he's fighting this guy. Rob, defend this.
Defend it like what? I mean, I think they tried to get a unification bout, couldn't get one done. This fight is what it is, as long as I don't hear Frank Warren saying, it's a great fight, it's a 50-50.
Or pay-per-view.
Oh, fuck no. Oh, please. But if there's ever a case you might want to say someone maybe off the back of recent fights could get away with just a tune-up, maybe Josh Warrington would have a bit of a case, Lee Selby, Carl Frampton, and Galahad. Maybe he's due a little bit of a tune-up. If he can't go and unify, then maybe. But yeah, it's not terrific. It's not like sort of the interest is still that it's like, oh yeah, okay, it's this guy. What guy? That guy. All right.
I'll put it this way. There are tons of names that would be more appealing than Takshut. First off, there's another champion that they apparently didn't try to negotiate with in Gary Russell Jr. Interesting. Secondly, you guys like Shakur Stevenson within the same sort of network umbrella, trying to get a big title fight. Why not fight Shakur Stevenson? I get they want a soft touch, but that's what it is. This is a soft touch. They wanted one. They
stay busy.
And I don't care for this fight. It's
just one of those things. Yeah.
Whatever. This is like Fury versus Schwartz in a way. Like the first fight after a tough fight, it's like
If I could besmirk the name of Wallin, don't you be bringing up Schwartz.
Moving on, though, Adam Wanaki versus Chris Arroyo on Fox did a decent number, peaked at 1.769 million viewers. I
thought that was the punch count.
That was good. That was good. I didn't pick it up for a second there, but that was a good joke.
No.
It might be the punch count, honestly. Damn. Holy shit. The average viewership of the entire bout broadcast was 1.3 million. By the way, the peak for the main event was 1.769. Decent numbers for an August, dead in the middle of summer. There's no real sports on right now, except for like baseball, and no one cares about baseball, except for like Gary. So decent numbers for Fox. I'll just put it that way. A lot of people got to see Marcus Brown lose. That makes me happy.
Yeah, I knew you were going to bring that up. But yeah, no, decent enough numbers. I initially was like, wow, but having read, people like Fistianados and stuff, they weren't quite so, they were decent enough, but they weren't like bowled over by them. But no, it's good, and no wonder. Don't like to keep mentioning it, or do I? But when is Showtime gonna really put on something? Yeah, I don't know.
Well, like it's just simple. Like if we're in a position of trying to bid for each card, right?
Yeah.
Who has the bigger war chest?
Wait, Fox by the looks of it.
Fuck yeah. Fox is in 120 million homes. Showtime's in 23 million homes. Like the order of magnitude of difference is in that is just absurd. So
just see the Fox guy with all the money going, yeah, we'll have that one.
Yeah, we'll have that one too. Yeah.
We'll have that one as well.
Oh, wait, Gervonta Davis versus Hugo Ruiz? You can have that one.
Nah, no bid.
So it's just, I don't know, man. Like, it's just, what does Showtime do in this marketplace right now? It's hard. Not that they can't be successful. It's just that they're competing with themselves now in a way, like with their own like supplier, right? Like their own like product supplier is now one of their major competitors in a way. So it's weird. It's a weird dynamic for Showtime when they probably thought, we're just going to be at PBC forever, going to be holding hands, singing Kumbaya, running through the daisies, just everyone's going to be happy. Nope.
And then I was like, I think we'll get Fox on board as well.
PBC did the equivalent of like trying to get like the hotter chick in school and like dumping like the still like really cute chick, but like, nah, I'm going to get the hotter chick. That's what PBC did. It's fine, but it's just hilarious. Moving on, though, last topic of the day, then we'll go to callers. Call in 323-870-4051. Press 1 to get in the queue. International callers, Skype, Mixed Combat Radio. DAZN is hitting the Brazilian market this weekend. That's all I have to say about it. It should be interesting, especially with Brazil's volatile market at this point. But DAZN definitely has a spectrum of content that would appeal to probably Brazilian sports fans.
Well, they've picked up, I think, a lot of soccer rights
for
Brazil, so that's obviously huge. Obviously they're branching out. This is the thing I think a lot of people then kind of forget when they're thinking about DAZN USA, thinking about money and stuff like that, but they're getting money over in Japan. They're getting money now in Brazil. They're going to get it in Italy. They're getting it in Germany. It's kind of like a big melting pot of money that is going to be coming in that I guess is distributed as and where to help each territory sort of gain more content and stuff like that. So I don't know. I think I read someone from DAZN or whatever, they want to be in, was it 20 territories by was it the end of next year, I think. So I don't know how many they're at right now, but it must be about 10 or 11, I suppose. But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, go Brazil.
Go Brazil. Quickly, Santiago adding, speaking of Showtime, that Showtime announced Clarissa Shields going to 154 pounds and vying for a third weight division title. And, I mean, obviously, like, shout out to Shields, but, like, I don't think Shields is going to hold down Showtime in any way. No offense to Shields. I don't think she can't hold down any network. Like, she's not meant to be that person. But breaking news, I mean, at least not breaking news, but news in and of itself, Shields headlining a Showtime card later this year. And also, speaking or sort of switching back to Shakur Stevenson and Oscar Valdez and that whole situation, Shakur Stevenson, Joette Gonzalez will apparently be vying for the vacant WBO belt. Yeah, whatever. Shakur Stevenson going to pick up an easy win. But fights this...
who was the other WBO... Who else did they call? Oh, Jack Catterall for
Jose Ramirez.
Jose Ramirez, yeah.
Yes. I like that fight. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I don't mind it.
And very quick, did you see Frampton's video of what actually hit his hand? Holy shit.
A fucking Greek pillar from like the Pantheon, bro.
What the fuck?
Yo, Hercules came in there and threw a fucking pillar at him.
It was like someone came through this net curtain, knocked this over. Completely smashed the table to Pete. Oh my god!
That Corinthian pillar came at him like a fucking tomahawk. Okay, I'm not saying I saw a video of it. I'm just saying I know.
Well, people want to check it out. TKO podcast with Chris Lloyd and usually Frampton. Chris Lloyd was flying out to Philly, and obviously he got the news as he landed in Philly. While he was out there, he was going to be getting trying to get I guess like Bernard Hopkins, a load of interviews for TKO. But obviously he got to get the sit down with Frampton, sort of talked him through it and this, that, and the other, and said, that's £30,000 down the drain from the training camp. Mm-hmm. Obviously he's lost his the purse he was going to get. He said, definitely we'll be talking to the hotel about, this kind of situation. So whether there's going to be, you owe me some money kind of thing, I don't know. But He's obviously devastated because this was the tune-up, and then looking at a world title fight was the plan. But he's now said he's not going to do another tune-up. If an opportunity comes up at 126 or 130 world title shot, he's going to take it. But we'll see what obviously plays out. But fuck it, talk about your all-time luck. Jesus.
Yeah, speaking of that card, obviously it was supposed to be this weekend, Philadelphia, now headlined by Jason Sosa versus Haskell Liddell Rhodes. And I mean, that card has really nothing to offer except for, like, you guys know who Jason Sosa is. August 10th, also on DAZN, or to say, competing with that card on DAZN in Texas, Virgil Ortiz versus Antonio Orozco, which should be a really fun firefight. Joshua Franco versus Oscar Negrete, really good co-main there. Hector Valdez, he's decent in a way. Alex Racon, George Racon, the Racon brothers. Obviously, I know Gary's going to call in and talk about them. Off TV in Mexico, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. makes his long-awaited comeback. I know everyone is really excited about that.
Wow. Maybe when it leads to the Daniel Jacobs fight in November.
Yep. Probably. But that is basically it for fights. Let's go to callers. 323-870-4051. Press 1 to get in the queue. International callers, Skype Mixed Combat Radio. All the information is below in the description if you need any reminder or any of it like spelled out to you. I think we're going out to Gary first. Gary in Dallas.
What's going on, fellas?
What's up?
Hey.
Hey, Matt, what happened to the other channel, the Trending Now network, or whatever it was called? You got to do the rap show, the top 50 rappers.
Yeah.
With, Fu. When is that?
When is that?
Yeah.
It was like it's like 3 days ago.
Oh.
It's surprisingly topical now with that top 50 list that went viral, which was absolute trash. But yeah, Trending Now Network. If you go to our YouTube channel, there's a featured channel section. Yeah. Trending Now is right there. Click on it. You should find it either in the music playlist or in the Trending Now podcast playlist. But you should be able to find it on the Trending Now Network YouTube channel. Yes.
Or it's in the there's no MC Hammer on the list, so don't bother listening to it list.
Well, Mike Tyson had Jay-Z as number 1 on his list. Is that right?
That's acceptable.
That is not acceptable. He shouldn't be in the top 50. Having Jay-Z is just as reasonable as having MC Hammer. So, Jay-Z?
Dude. Gary. Gary, you're a white guy with
why do you do this?
Hold on, Gary, you're a white guy with the mullet. Hold on, you're a white guy with the mullet, Gary. I'm not gonna have this argument
I'm a white guy with the mullet. You wish you had hair like this. I have a mullet.
Gary, you do have very long locks of hair. I will give you that.
Can we stop bragging about hair?
Very long locks of hair. There's no when you have hair like this, Matt, you don't cut it, okay?
Anyways, Gary, Jay-Z is absolutely, at the very worst, number 5 all-time greatest rapper of all time. But
what you just basing that on record sales? So
no, on like lyrical ability, bars, metaphors,
Jay-Z,
cadence.
Like Sean Carter. We're talking about the same Jay-Z?
Yes.
Yeah. He's the cool guy. If I had a party, I'd want him there. I just wouldn't want him seeing it. He's nowhere on that. He's not in the top.
Dude, have you listened to Reasonable Doubt at all? Like Blueprint 2, Black Album?
I know all of it, and none of it's any good.
Wait. You think Can I Live is a bad song?
I don't like one thing, or Wu-Tang Clan too. He had a bunch of guys from Wu-Tang Clan there too. That Jay-Z or the Wu-Tang Clan ever made.
Wait.
Not one thing.
Okay, Gary, let's go back to boxing because
probably not true.
Your hip hop takes are really trash. They're worse than your boxing takes. I didn't think that was possible.
But when Jay-Z and Nas had that beef, Nas won. That's not even close. That was a first round knockout.
That first off wasn't a first round knockout. Secondly, go listen to the Takeover again. Thirdly, you can think Nas won that beef. That's fine. But Jay-Z is still at worst the top 5 rapper of all time. Now again, back to also Method Man's a top 20 rapper of all time.
Dellavedova is better than LeBron James.
No, it's not. It
Yes, it
fundamentally is not.
And obviously, Jay-Z was Matthew Dellavedova.
I understand the comparison you're trying to make. It's not. It's not a good comparison.
When
And
you
again,
have to
Gary,
explain it.
these are the worst takes you've ever had in your entire life. I'm probably assuming. Like you can't have a worse opinion than saying that Jay-Z is not a top 50 rapper.
He just bested Flanagan.
Oh, by like miles, bro. Miles. This is so much worse than thinking Flanagan's going to beat Prograis. So much worse.
Jay-Z is better than Andre 3000.
You can make the argument, but you can also make the argument Andre 3000 is better.
Jay-Z is better than Scarface.
Different styles, but I would probably pick Jay-Z, yeah.
Okay, that's the end of that conversation. Let's get to boxing.
I mean, dude.
Scarface, what?
Scarface was in my top 10. Scarface was in my top 10.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's in my top 10 for sure. For sure. For sure.
Okay.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure. I can have my list up right now in a second. Hold up. Yo, Gary's about to hijack this entire boxing show and make it about this fucking debate again, and I'm okay with that. You think I'm joking, Rob?
I'm not.
Okay, fuck this whole
I'm
AJ Saudi Arabia bullshit. Let's talk about who's
I'm
the
not
best
up
rapper
at
of all
5
time.
past 11 p.m. to talk this shit. I didn't want to be on the other one.
No, this is exactly what you want. Okay, number 1. I'll go through my list really fast, okay? Really fast here, okay?
Really fast, like you did on the show, where you had to explain and justify.
I'm not going to explain it. I'm not going to explain it. And Gary, please let me go through this list really fast, okay? One, and this is a teaser for the show on Trending Now Network. You go listen to it though. Food's list, Anthony Walker's list. There's a lot of debate. It's an hour and a half long show. Go listen to it. But Tupac number 1, Biggie number 2, Jay-Z number 3, Nas number 4, Andre 3000 number 5, Common number 6, Black Thought number 7, Eminem number 8, Mos Def number 9, number 10 DMX, number 11 Method Man, number 12 Kendrick, 11 Scarface. Sorry, Scarface was not top 10, top 15. My bad. 14 J. Cole, 15 Lupe, 16 T.I., 17 Cameron, 18 50, 19 Lil Wayne, 20 Kanye West. Honorable mentions: KRS, Big Pun, Ice Cube, Rakim, Redman, Busta, Big Boy, Ghostface, MF Doom, Big L, Big Daddy Kane, Cool G, Prodigy, and Snoop Dogg.
The only thing I can't see is Jay-Z and Eminem in the top 10. Like
the Eminem's out of respect.
Those two are fine.
Eminem's out of respect.
I disagree with the order, but the top 10 is fine. Besides those two.
Anyways, back to boxing.
I want to Ruiz and AJ. AJ said he'd fight him in Tijuana.
Yeah.
And Ruiz said, "Let's do it." So what's the holdup? So Tijuana.
Yeah, that's not neutral ground.
Yo, hey, AJ said, "Pay me $50 million." Wilder had $50 million. What happened?
I'm leaving now.
We're not doing that debate again. Did he really have $50 million?
Oh my god!
That debate is like 3 years old now.
What does happen every time you call in, Gary?
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. That was just funny. I couldn't resist.
You should have what's his name on Bruce Wayne and have that debate over the $50 million.
No.
That would be classic radio.
I'll be honest, Bruce Wayne. No offense to Bruce Wayne, but I find him kind of annoying. I'll be honest. I find most YouTubers annoying. So I'm like the Counterpunch guy. What's his name? Like fuck him. With the whole the VADA test is the B sample, therefore Dylan White's cleared. Yeah, Counterpunch Boxing. Yo, you're a fucking idiot. Everyone should unsubscribe to you instantly.
Don't be a hater. There's plenty of.
Hey, it's not about being a hater. Look. If you're out there actively spreading lies and misinformation, no, you should be called out and ostracized from the community. 100%. You don't belong here.
I don't even know this guy's channel, but most people don't have the knowledge you do of the steroid and the VADA testing. Do you think he's spreading lies or do you think he's just wrong? Right? Because there's a distinction, right? Like there's a distinction.
Look, when you have 22,000 subscribers, you should do like basic fucking research and know that a UCAD test and a VADA test aren't the A sample and B sample. Like, this is basic fucking knowledge. If you are a 20,000 plus subscriber channel that talks about boxing, we don't even have 2,000, Gary. Okay, you should see the amount of research I do when it comes to these sort of subjects. I read medical studies. I have never been to a medical university. I failed college human anatomy. Nah, okay. But I do the basic research because I owe it to my 1,600 listeners or subscribers to do that. No, I'm sorry. I know that I may have more information or knowledge about certain subjects than people. That does not excuse stupidity, especially when you have a platform. If you don't have the platform, if you're just a fan, then yeah, that's fine. But if you have a platform and you are actively involved in media in some fashion, yep, I'm calling your ass out. Get ready for it.
All right, you're right. He should do the knowledge. My only point was there's a difference between being a liar and then being ignorant or being stupid, right? Like those are different things. If I honestly think the Earth is flat or 2 + 2 = 5, if that's what I honestly think, I'm not a liar if I say that. I'm just wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like he probably just doesn't know better, or I don't even know who this guy is. So I don't know. Whatever. Let's put that aside. That doesn't even matter. Which one? Oh, AJ. Yeah. What's the problem with Tijuana? Anthony Joshua said he would do it. Rob, I guess I'm more asking you, right? Because that's your guy.
It's not neutral ground, Gary. It's not neutral ground.
But it was AJ's choice.
Yeah, he also said if Ruiz's uncle was the referee. Now, come on, the commission isn't going to allow that.
I mean, there's Mexico.
Don't allow that, but we can still do it.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah, Matt.
I just said it is Mexico. I mean, his uncle could be the referee. That is possible.
His point was, Gary, he didn't give a fuck where it is. He's still going to whoop him.
Good, let's do it in Tijuana. If you don't care where it is, then we'll do it in Tijuana. What's the problem?
Well, first off,
Right,
what's the biggest arena in Tijuana? What's the biggest arena in Tijuana? Do you know?
I'm sure they have a sizable one.
Really?
I don't know. I know Morales fought there. I don't know. I'm sure they have a soccer stadium that holds a lot, 20,000 or more.
Wouldn't it be like a bull arena thing?
No, that's in Spain, bro. Come on.
It's a pretty big city. I would imagine they have an arena.
Look, Gary, come on. I know you're trying to make a point here, but we all know it's not gonna be in Tijuana. We all know that was a joke.
Yeah, it was, and I actually think that if the contract originally stipulated that the rematch is going to be in Cardiff or anywhere in the UK, then Andy Ruiz needs to be a man of his word and honor that contract and go over there.
I mean, look, Joshua's English, and this Cardiff's in Wales, so that would be neutral.
Okay. Andy Ruiz lives in Dubai. Anthony Joshua lives in London. I know it's probably not precisely in the middle, but isn't New York City kind of in the middle of those two places?
Yeah.
Kind of, sort of.
Yeah, sort of.
It's not neutral soil.
So
it's middle ground, not neutral.
How is it not if it's kind of in the middle?
I just said it's middle ground, but it's not neutral.
Yeah. Do you think Andy Ruiz has a big following in New York City?
No, but he's a U.S. He's a U.S. He's based in the U.S. He has a fan base in the U.S. Perhaps even a large one now, even a much larger one than what was there previously. So I'm not gonna say Andy's the home favorite in New York. He isn't, clearly, but it clearly isn't, quote, neutral territory. AJ is going to the U.S. He has to go through customs. I don't think Andy does. Not anymore.
So you were saying, obviously, you're naming cities in the Middle East, whatever.
Yes.
They've scheduled 2 fights there. One was a lie between Khan and Pacquiao, and then the Khan when he fought. Who did Khan just fight over there for the
Billy
pro
Dip.
title? They
Billy
had, yeah, they didn't pay him. So like maybe let's not do that. Like Macau would be the other place new fight came to my mind that held big fights before.
How about we just have it in Cardiff and like we just stop like pretending? That'd be nice.
I agree. If Andy Ruiz doesn't have to do it, and I think he should, if that's in the contract, then he should absolutely do it. If it's not, if it wasn't in the original contract, then he shouldn't go there. But if Andy Ruiz doesn't have to go to AJ's backyard, why would he?
Say
What was that? Sorry, I didn't hear you. I was typing.
If Andy Ruiz didn't have to go to Cardiff, if he can go anywhere else, why would he go to Cardiff if he doesn't have to?
Well, then he wouldn't.
Right. So if I were him and it wasn't in the original contract, I would do everything in my power not to go there. Like, disagree with that, Rob?
I still wasn't listening, to be honest.
Oh my God.
I'm reeling from your Jay-Z.
That was bad.
Take.
Like even Rob knows that was a bad take.
Yeah, I don't even know. We should do movies next, Matt, or comedies, or for trending now.
I'm down for that.
Get Dumb and Dumber in there somewhere for Gary.
It's not in there.
No, it's not.
It's not in there.
And then they're going to put that fight on the same day as Hurd versus J-Rock rematch. That's going to be on the same day, it looks like.
Yes.
Looks like it, yeah.
And the Hurd J-Rock rematch is going to be on Showtime. That's what you said.
Fox.
Oh, it is Fox.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because the first one was on Fox and it did really well in the ratings, right? Like really well.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Why would they put them on the same day?
Happens all the time.
You forget that's the 2 biggest fights of the year, arguably, on the same day. I guess not.
No, it's not.
No, you're right. It's not.
And it does happen all the time.
The 2 best fights of the 2 fights of that magnitude. I know there are fights on different cards on the same day, like DAZN and TBC have a card on the same day. But of that magnitude,
wasn't it Bellew Hay and then Canelo Triple G?
Mm-hmm. Yes, it was.
Bellew Hay was on the same day as Triple G. Was it?
Yep, I was in the hotel room in Vegas with Doomsday, and we were watching the Bellew Hay fight, and then we walked over to Canelo Triple G.
That's an example. I mean, Bellew Hay doesn't carry that much luster in the U.S., but that's a big fight. I'll give you that. Okay.
It's huge.
Huge.
Which was that? Triple G 1 or 2?
1.
Okay. Who do you like in that? You guys like Hurd in the rematch?
No, I like J-Rock still. Like he showed me something.
Hurt's bubbles burst.
Yeah, I'll be honest. Like we've all known like there's technical issues with Hurd, but he kind of like bulldozes through them, and he finally met someone that like wasn't bulldozed and just outboxed him, and I think that's an issue. Like it wasn't that he got like outfought in this fight against J-Rock. J-Rock just outboxed him, and Hurd, traditionally speaking, isn't the greatest boxer.
And neither really is J. Like we've seen enough J-Rock. J-Rock fought the fight of his life. That's the best performance he's ever given. Do you really think he can duplicate that performance?
I don't know. We're gonna see. That's the beauty of it.
Okay.
That's why I love this fight. Like honestly, this is one of the fights that intrigues me the most this year, because of that question. Can J-Rock put on that performance again?
It's kind of like the Patriots were undefeated and then lost to the Giants in the Super Bowl. If they played it back the next week, the Patriots would have won.
Yeah.
Or like when Villanova beat Georgetown and Villanova missed 1 shot in the second half. Okay, if you run that back the next day, Villanova gets squashed, right? Like it's just on that day they had their best day. That's kind of how I feel about J-Rock. We've seen enough J-Rock. he's not that great. He just had a good night. Like I think Howard fixes it in the rematch. But
It's like Jay-Z putting out a great album, and it's like, can he put out another one? Oh, and he did. And then, can he put out another good album? Oh, yeah, he did. And he kept doing it. And then Gary said he's not even in the top 20.
50.
Oh, my bad. Matt just closed his eyes for a second. Woosa.
I'm sure you could go down to your local high school and find a rap battle and find better rappers than Jay-Z.
Gary, I'm gonna mute you now. I'm sorry. I can't. I can't, bro. We're going to Santiago. Santiago, press 1, please. If you want your call. I can't, Gary.
Santi, press 1 if
I can't do that.
Jay-Z is in your top 10.
I can't have that conversation with someone that is that musically ignorant. I can't. Like, that is. Oh, that just made my blood pressure go up to a degree that I just cannot handle. I need to go to my doctor now, Gary. Jesus fucking Christ. Anyways, Rob, I can't believe even you are no, that's preposterous.
I mean, I'd struggle to name a Jay-Z song, but I
talent.
Huh?
Talent when you see it or when you hear it.
Yeah, I mean, look, I see enough stuff on TV or social media to know the guy's quite iconic or relevant, or what would you held in such a
high esteem.
Yeah,
high regard. Yes.
Yeah, my MC Hammer jokes are purely jokes.
No, but come on, everyone loves MC Hammer. Fact. Anyway, Santiago in LA. Santiago, hi man.
You.
What's up?
So, obviously, you already know that I know absolutely nothing about anything you, Gary, or that video talked about for obvious reasons.
That's fine.
And that's not without a lack of trying. You trying to get me to listen to a lot of that music.
I try. Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Shit,
But I'd rather much enjoy Disco Saturday Night on my station when I gave you that ride back home to Lakewood than anything else. Especially because they do still play Sweet Caroline on that station.
What do you want to talk about when it comes to boxing, Santi?
Well, obviously, I think Gary and pretty much you and Rob have already made it pretty obvious that I think we're probably gonna get the UK for what it's worth. I feel like it just makes the most sense financially. I think they're gonna give Andy a pretty good incentive to make the fight there. Obviously, as the last minute opponent, coming in New York to score one of the biggest upsets of the year. I could easily see the storyline that Andy would sell with being like, I beat him here, I beat him in New York, one of the original meccas of boxing. Now I'm going to take it to his home, beat him there, and leave no doubt that I'm one of the best fighters right now in the heavyweight division. Easy storyline to sell right there, if you ask me.
Agreed.
Yeah, man. And honestly, I'm looking forward to the Virgil Ortiz-Antonio Orozco fight. We saw what Orozco was capable of giving a guy like Jose Ramirez for 11, 12 rounds, going, almost tit for tat with that guy. Virgil Ortiz definitely impressed me, though, when he did what I didn't think would have been possible for the rest of Head-Etta's career, when he just scored that one-punch knockout in the third round. Because, dude, outside of Frankie Gomez, another wasted talent, everyone has been a hard fight for Head-Etta. Ortiz just put him out. It was crazy.
Agreed. That was illuminating in a way. That made Gary happy. Gary didn't even talk about Virgil Ortiz. Damn it, Gary.
I'm surprised he didn't, man. Texas is
Very
kind of like what it's like.
Gary,
where
hold on.
Right
Gary,
if
you're listening out there, call back in, and if you want to talk about Virgil Ortiz, we can talk about Virgil Ortiz. We can talk about Virgil Ortiz really quick. Anyways, back to Santi.
Yeah, man. I would love. There are some good fighters there that I love from Texas that I would probably enjoy chopping it up with Gary. So Gary, please, if you're still listening, call back in. We love you. And yeah, man, I'm just looking forward to that. I think Ortiz is probably going to take this one. I am very curious to see how Russell's going to look after having that kind of a fight with a guy like Jose Ramirez. So it should be interesting. I am picking Virgil Ortiz to get the win, probably in the later rounds. I want to say like maybe between rounds 8 and 12. And yeah, man, obviously the Golden Boy saga is gonna be interesting. Again, I talked about this on Monday about the litigation that's gonna be coming about. And again, the only difference between Ward and Mikey is that unlike them, right now Canelo has the kind of clout and leverage that he can use to his advantage. Mikey was trying to fight out of his contract, and that's why it took so long. I don't know the details of the proceedings or whatnot, but that's why he had such a long layoff. Same thing with Andre Ward, and I think it was Goose and Tudor Promotions.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, man. Same thing with him, and he eventually had, when he did make his comeback, had to do it at a catch weight of I think 173 pounds against one of the Smith brothers, and on bounce. So I imagine that however
No,
this
it wasn't
plays
bounce.
out,
It wasn't bounce. It was BET. Remember?
Right. It was BET, and I didn't even get to see the damn fight because they were showing some family programming instead of the fucking fight.
It sucked. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I know, man. But yeah, no. I think that when it's all said and done, he's 28 right now. If it does take 2 years, which I would be surprised if it does, it's not gonna hurt him as much. He's gonna have a lot of things to fall back on. Plus, with his name recognition and everything, I don't think he'll have as much difficulty reinserting himself into the public consciousness the same way a guy like Mikey or Andre Ward did. What are your thoughts on that?
I completely agree. And I think you said it in a way that I probably should have said it as well, that Canelo's brand allows him to sort of have more effect in these moments than a Mikey and a Ward. And also his comeback, whenever it will be, post these legal disputes. His comeback is going to have a bigger microphone attached to it because he is Canelo and not like an Andre Ward or Mikey Garcia, who just weren't that level of brand. I completely agree.
Rob, your thoughts on that?
Sorry, I thought there was some breaking. Could go through that again, Santi. Sorry, the last bit.
Your thoughts on Canelo not having the same difficulties that a guy like Mikey or Andre Ward did when they had their legal battles with their respective promoters.
In what way? What do you mean? The lesser difficulty
because of his name, like Matt said, his brand, the recognition,
the
kind of person that he is. What are your thoughts on that? Do you agree that when he does come back, that it won't be as difficult as it was for a guy like Mikey or Andre?
No, I don't think those guys were a brand, if you know what I mean. Like decent enough sort of names, but Canelo it's Team Canelo. It's a brand. It's he's just way bigger on every sort of scale that he could quite easily go out on his own, or any other of the guys would snap him up, no problem whatsoever. They'd be lining up to sign Canelo, or if he wants to do it on his own, I'm sure he's got enough money and good enough people around him that want the best for him and will do a great job for him. And I think it'd be no issue as long as he can just concentrate on training and fighting. Obviously, he'll have say in all of the decisions, but when he's got trusted people around him, because clearly right now he feels that he hasn't. So if he chips away the people that he doesn't trust, then he's left with the guys that he sees as his solid team, and they'll all stand by him and do right by him. And I don't see it as such a hardship as maybe, like you say, Mikey did.
Now, in your opinion, both of you guys, do you think it would be better if he went the route of free agency the same way Mikey did, or do you think it would be better overall for his career if he associated himself with a promotion?
Well, I don't know where it would stand, because obviously DAZN have got him for X amount of fights. So free agency, as in, I don't think he's a network free agent. So, but does he just do Canelo promotions? Triple G's doing it. Various other fighters. Devin Haney Dream, what was it Devin Haney Promotions or whatever. They all seem to be doing it these days. So I guess that would be the route. But like I say, I think he is tied down network wise. But who knows how it's all going to pan out.
Matt?
I agree with everything you guys saying, especially with Rob saying about like in terms of like the network part. Like he's still going to be attached probably to the zone, but he'll probably be Canelo Promotions. And I think we're going to go down this route. I think we're heading there. Like it doesn't seem like we're stopping and we're going to get a fight this year for Canelo. But if it does, it's probably going to be the only fight we get, and then it is going to actually fully devolve into whatever sort of legal action is going to take place. But it's come to a point where I don't see them getting back into a happy relationship, happy working relationship. I don't see it.
Yeah, for sure. It definitely seems like when it's all said and done, depending how everything goes, the last thing we're going to hear is the word amicable in these entire conversations or discussions. So we'll see how everything plays out. Again, Canelo's fortunate to be in the position he is right now at this stage of his career and his life where, you know, he can go that route where, like, if, you know, he has to cut ties, it's not going to hurt him as severely as it would have had it been much earlier in his career. That's pretty much all I got to say. If you guys have any specific questions you want to ask me regarding any of the topics today, feel free to shoot. Otherwise, that's my call. Everyone that's been listening in, share, subscribe. You know, these guys are always coming in. Even if Rob is fashionably late, he always looks good. He's always there to bounce off ideas with Matt and vice versa with these two. And they always give us such great content and banter.
Thank you.
Thanks, Santi.
But Rob being like well dressed or what is this looking sharp? Whatever you
good
looking good. Nah, I mean that's a little bit hyperbolic there. But anyways, guys, that's gonna be it for today.
I know, very quick shout out to Daniel Van de Waal. He's the first guy to come out of the officials clean boxing program from the WBC. He was tested, and his results were negative for amphetamines,
positive?
Cocaine, marijuana, methadone, and opiates. So this is one official that's he's good. He's good to go. Not got his vision clouded by any substances that shouldn't be there. First official to come out with his testing results. Just thought it was funny.
Anyways, guys. Trending Now Network. Go over there. Top 20 MCs of all time to hear how Gary is an idiot for thinking that Jay-Z is not a top 50 rapper. That is just wow. But anyways, guys, have a great day, great morning, great evening, wherever you are. Find me, Matt Hunter, MCR, all platforms. And like Cass says in the chat, where's the B sample? Where is the B sample? Rob.
You can't handle the truth.
Send the super chat, Kaz, and I'll get onto it. I'll where's the super chat? But yeah, Trending Now Network, Matt. I think we should definitely do some kind of movie because I can be on that one.
I guess
none of this hip hop shit. We could try 4 screens out as well. Get Fu, Anthony, and myself. And get some like movie one going. Top list.
You feeling left out there, Rob?
No, I just thought that would be a good one.
Yo,
content for the channel, man. Content.
Sorry. You know when people like lie and their pitch goes up, like, no, I'm fine. Like that was you right there. Like
I did not do that.
No, I'm good.
That definitely didn't happen. But no, I'm just thinking content, Matt, for your branching out.
Content is king. You are right. We should.
Yeah. So thanks everybody in the chat as always. Hit that thumbs up, share the show. Check us out on Patreon, $1 a month. But yeah, thanks for being here, and I'll catch you on the next one.
Peace.